So welcome back. Hello if you are new, my friends. I hope all of you are doing really well, and I've got my mug of coffee with me. So with that in mind, I just wanted to say again, thank you to all of the coffee supporters. If you're unfamiliar with coffee, you can basically support my channel with a small donation. Anything is hugely appreciated and very much welcome. So perhaps one of my favourite modern guitarists, along the likes of Dave Davidson, Scott Carstairs from Fallujah, even the greats like Alex Skolnick and Marty Friedman, is Wes Hauck. So Wes Hauck has brought together a brand new band called, well, I say brand new. They released an album previously that was an instrumental album, but this is the first time as a fully fledged band with vocals. So this week, dive into their brand new album, Sarcoma, with me. And it's gone So if you're not familiar with Alluvial, they're a band that were, I would say, highly guitar driven, quite technical. They also featured a fantastic guitarist called Keith Merrow, who is no longer in the band. So as I'm sure you can imagine, the addition of vocals really does change the overall kind of feel and game plan of the album. However, now they've really changed things up. We've got Kevin Muller on vocals, who previously was in Suffocation, Tim Walker on bass, and Matt Palazzo on drums. Riffs are now more centered around the idea of the song, and particularly the vocals. It really does kind of tie that all together. You know, Kevin Muller has a very strong kind of growl on him, but I have to say one of the biggest surprises for me was when Wes actually took the reins and, you know, sung on 40 Stories. I think he's got a very dynamic, very unique voice and something that is going to be really interesting in the years to come. There is, however, a small instrumental under the name of Sugar Paper, which will appeal to kind of the fans of the previous album. But again, it follows that sort of format. You know, it's got a great narrative, it's got a great sort of songwriting ability, but without even having vocals. Without a doubt, though, guitar for me has been the standout moment of Alluvial, and Wes, for some reason, has some of the most unique phrasing, I think, melody choices, you know, note choices. And when it comes to leads, a couple of my favourites are on Thy Underling, 40 Stories, and the title track of the album, Sarcoma. But that doesn't necessarily mean he overshadows anyone else in the band, because their performances are also absolutely fantastic. One of the things I really did like was on 40 Stories, and this is kind of the different sort of vibe that the band kind of pull off, is that there was a bit of a jazz sort of feel. And that a lot of it, I think, is to do with the walking kind of bass lines from Tim Walker. But again, one of the things I do enjoy about Alluvial is the fact that they are different. And there's a song called Zero, which kind of is just a lot of breathing techniques, and it's just like this little interlude. But it was interesting, you know, it's nice to hear bands kind of thinking outside of the box and looking at different ideas. As much as the record might be technical, though, they haven't kind of foregone that sense of groove. And it's really apparent on the title track Sarcoma, but also Sleepers Become Giants, especially on that second verse. It's really interesting. The album has a runtime of just under 40 minutes, so it has enough time to kind of say its piece without necessarily overstaying its welcome. It's really nicely produced as well, and allows for a lot of room for the instruments to kind of speak to each other and kind of have a lot of breathing space. But I also think that it's got a great sense of push and pull. It's very varied. The album is aggressive, but not necessarily overpowering. It's also intuitive, but not too predictable. Alluvial begin their brand new journey with Sarcoma, and I really do think this album's going to turn a lot of heads. And for me, this is just really the tip of the iceberg of what I think we're going to see creatively from this band. And it's a very, very exciting future. Let me know what you think of Sarcoma and Alluvial now that the album is out. We can chat about it in the comments section. And I'll see you guys very, very soon for another album review. Take care, my friends, and have a nice weekend.